The Giga Show has returned. AJ, sound the alarms. Giga Chikadze is back. He's not just back, but they gave him a fighter who I think is much more in a manageable range of guys that maybe he should have been fighting, because he went from Jamie Simmons, which was a short notice fight, right? Omar Morales, Erwin Rivera, immediate jump to Cub Swanson, then Edson Barbosa, Calvin Kattar, right? Like, it was like a massive jump. We take a step back here against Bruce Leroy, but this is the problem here, AJ, is this is almost a trap game right here. You gave him the wrong guy. Alex Caceres is a guy who can pull upset on any of these guys. Oh, and by the way, he's on a nice little run himself, last couple of wins. If you're thinking about it, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Won 7 of his last 8, or to be more specific, 8 of his last 10. Let's talk about Alex Caceres before Giga, because clearly he's the star of the show right here. This dude has never really gotten his due. Would you agree?
Oh, 100%, Derek. Yeah, absolutely. One of the most undiscovered and unrepresented fighters in the era. But if you like striking, folks, you better tune in.
But that's the thing, man. When people are talking about this matchup, are they talking about striking for Alex Caceres' path to victory? All I'm hearing is, oh, well, he's just going to take Giga Chikadze down and choke him out. And I do think Caceres has the grappling chops to be able to control Giga. I also think that people I think that they discount the grappling abilities of Chikadze, right? Now, you have to be a very special individual to be able to control Giga, because you have to be able to do it on the feet and on the ground. When Calvin Kattar did it, he has the perfect style to stay in your face for 25 minutes and just put a pace on you. Can Alex Caceres do that? Does he have the style to put a pace on for 15 straight minutes, no steps backwards?
15 minutes, yes, Derek. The 25 that you're talking about with the Calvin Kattar in that 5-round fight, I don't think so. We haven't seen it yet, so I wouldn't put my money on that one. But for 15 minutes, yes, especially if we see a tactful fight between these two, is what I'm expecting. I'm not expecting either of these guys to come in and just start swinging for the fences. I do expect a lot of front kicks. I expect a lot of side kicks, swinging stuff, a lot of flash from both these fighters, because they are both very entertaining strikers. But don't sleep on the jiu-jitsu, folks. Don't sleep on the wrestling that either of these fighters present, because I do think that whenever we're seeing each other or seeing them in that bad position, that's what they're going to rely on. That is the easiest path for both fighters to get the win right here. But I still think we're going to see Knockout City, Derek. Do you expect any jiu-jitsu out of this fight?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're in the camp of Caceres, that is an approach you definitely need to take. If you're not going to be walking him down, cutting off the cage, cornering him against the fence, and then trying to initiate clinches, back takes, stuff like that, then you can't stay out at range against Giga. You can't let Giga get on the front foot, because that's when he's the most dangerous. So I think it's a very specific path to victory for Alex Caceres, and I'm going to be completely transparent, just as you were. I've been wrestling over this one, and I looked at Caceres and I said, is he the perfect upset candidate on this card? And the more that I thought about it, the more that I figured I was overthinking it. The reason why is because what is the one factor that Alex Caceres is missing to be able to put on the performance that like a Calvin Kattar did? And I would have to say he's not that great of a boxer, pure boxer, right? He can put his strikes together, but a lot of his game comes from his kicks. And if you're at kicking range against Giga Chikadze, I like Giga. I think Giga's kicks are superior in my opinion. What is your feedback on that?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Derek. Does Alex Caceres have the straight boxing to get up on the inside and nullify a lot of those kicks that Giga's going to be throwing? Not necessarily, but the nice thing we get to see here, man, is the Giga style, the Giga kicks, man, whether it's like Dutch kickboxing, whatever his actual practice is, against the traditional karate style that Alex Caceres brings to the table. This is going to be a fun one, because you're right. Those styles right there kind of clash, don't really have that firefight mentality. So that's why I think this one's going to be a little more, what's the word I'm looking for, intriguing, if you will. You know, we're going to see a lot of different looks out of Alex Caceres, especially if he's having to fight off the back foot. Now, going on to that, Derek, who do you think takes over the front foot, takes dominance, and really starts controlling this? Because I think it's going to be Giga, to be completely honest. But at the same point, the counter striking of Caceres is absolutely crisp. Do you see that being a problem?
Yeah, of course. I think Caceres is going to do better when he throws punches and bunches. Giga is always a 1 or 2 shots at a time. That's just kind of classic style, because he's kind of got a karate style too, if you really think about it. Like Giga's style of throwing, everything is rooted and it's a blitz. Everything is a blitz, right? Caceres is a little more flow. Let me ask you this, man, because I know I didn't answer your question very well, but I do think that that's the best way that I can kind of go about it, man. Giga, I think he's going to try to be on the front foot. I think it's going to be clear, especially with the ego of him saying, oh, yeah, Calvin Kattar, I beat him 9 out of 10 times, but he just kind of got me that night. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, that was rough. This is the point here. I like Giga Chikadze in this fight. I know that you like Alex Caceres in this fight, so we have opposing picks. My question to you is, why do you think that Giga Chikadze has been considered a hype train since the loss to Calvin Kattar, who is legitimately one of those upper echelon guys, man? Does that go to show just how good Giga actually is and what people expect out of him?
I think it does, Derek. I think it speaks a lot of level, especially for the last couple guys he beat. Edson Barbosa, Cub Swanson, those names hold a lot of value for a lot of people. And I think that hype train right there is kind of what's drawn the media to him, especially with the long break. After the Calvin Kattar loss, he took what? A little more than a year break, like 6-7 months, whatever the math is. Folks, this ain't a math podcast, but either way, he took a little bit of a break. And whenever you're left wanting something, left wanting more of something you've had that was a good time, people start clamoring, man. Everyone's asking these questions. Where did Giga go? All of that. And I do think that leads into the idea of this, that Giga's really the next big up and comer. But don't sleep on Caceres, folks. This dude has been putting the work in since day one. I mean, just looking at the notes, man, 2018 over here. This guy has been doing it a lot longer than that as well. So Caceres has the potential to be the same star. I just think a lot more eyes are on Giga right now. And, just again, transparency. This is a very close fight, folks. This one can go a multitude of ways. I've been up for hours trying to think of this one, but the nice part is we got to watch a lot of really good fights for this one. Try saying that 10 times fast. It was a hard one. Derek, what do you think?
I think that, listen, man, I like Giga Chikadze minus 225 cash on, baby. Let's go. We take advantage of the narratives. We take advantage of the perception. And even though, as I already alluded to, I do think Caceres is a very good upset candidate, good's not great. And I like Giga Chikadze right here. AJ, anything else? Are you ready to move on?
Woo, brother, to give me Alex Caceres, and honestly, man, I got to go with the decision. I don't see it's the best route. I think we're going to, when I'm putting money on this, I'm probably going to pick the money line. But if I had to pick a prop, give me the decision.
Fair enough.